and he showed that in a huge stage like this, he's not frightened to make a change.
Well, if you talk about last weekend, pretty happy memories for Aston Villa. Let's have a look at their team, and as you'd expect, they field exactly the same team which won the Coca-Cola Cup. It's also exactly the 11 which started the season with that 3-1 win over Manchester United in August and set the tone for the considerable upswing in Villa's fortunes. The substitutes also the same as at Wembley, with Tommy Johnson able to take his place after missing some training on Friday through illness.
As you say, Martin, it's a reward for the result last week. Key areas for me in this side. It depends whether Gary Charles and Alan Wright can force the pace that way. I think in the previous two encounters, they spent too much of the time going that way against Liverpool's two wing-backs. The central midfield area, I don't think we'll see anyone pick up Steve McManaman man for man. But I think he holds the key. Because if they can get Mark Draper on the ball enough, he really can harm this side, and that'll be a big key. I like the two up front. I like York and Milosevic. An awful lot's been said about Dwight York, we know. But I think Savo Milosevic has began to settle. He's shown me glimpses of what he's capable of. And on the back of that wonderful goal last week, he must be playing with great confidence.
As for Liverpool, they welcome back Rob Jones, who missed the defeat at Nottingham Forest and any chance of a midweek England recall with a back injury. Phil Babb is still out of contention, so Neil Ruddock retains his place. That one great area for Roy Evans, the claims of Michael Thomas and Jamie Redknapp for the midfield berth alongside John Barnes. And Redknapp has won the vote almost 5 months since he last started for Liverpool.
Again, it's a very familiar and very strong-looking side. I think if there's one area where they may try and use the ball, if they can get Dwight York up against Neil Ruddock in and around the edge of the box, even if they can get him down the sides, I think they'll fancy Dwight York to have the trickery and the pace to trouble Neil Ruddock. The key in the two games before, the 2-0 and 3-0, has been Steve McManaman. Villa tried to man-for-man mark him at Anfield, it didn't work. They gave him a free roll at Villa Park, it didn't work. But even if they do stop him, they've still got to worry about those two, and that's Collymore and Fowler.
Well, it's the second of two colossal contests in the semi-finals of this year's FA Cup. League form points to Liverpool. 5 goals past Villa without reply in the 2 Premiership matches between the two clubs, both within the last 2 months. But cup pedigree, well, that points up Villa's progress. The conquerors in the Coca-Cola competition. Here at the home of one FA Cup finalist, a marvellous Manchester setting for the Midlands against Merseyside. It's Aston Villa against Liverpool. It's live after the break.
Coming up later, highlights of the other semi between Chelsea and Manchester United. Right now, live from Sky Sports, it's Aston Villa against Liverpool. Match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Paul Durkin, like Manchester United, has also fixed his Wembley date on May the 11th. He'll be the 4th official for a final to be refereed by Dermot Gallagher. Well, here we are at Old Trafford, where there has been an FA Cup final decided in the past. The League Cup has been won here by Villa and lost here by Liverpool. The Euro 96 semi-final is scheduled here in June, and many would feel that this ground is now second only to Wembley itself. But Michael Thomas is a spectator today, a scorer the last time Liverpool won the Cup 4 years ago. A casualty of the change made by Roy Evans. Well, Aston Villa, very conspicuous in those formative years back at the end of the last century. Formative years of the FA Cup, but this hasn't been their competition for a very long time. 36 years since they last graced the semi-final. Villa in their regular kit. Liverpool have changed to green and white. Fourth against third in the league. Two teams that have enjoyed exceptional seasons with a similarity in strategy. Paired together here on neutral territory, and for the neutral viewer, it should be a fascinating semi-final story to unfold. Aston Villa certainly feel that they owe Liverpool something. The only side to do a Premiership double over them this season. And in the end, pretty conclusively, 2-0 at Villa Park, 3-0 at Anfield. Here's York. Alan Wright. And now Mark Wright for Liverpool. Even the most experienced can get nervous in a semi-final.
You want a touch early on, Martin, but you want a better touch than that. At 32 years of age, Mark Wright showing. Even games like this you can just show a little bit of nerves.
Here's Fowler. He seems to be nerveless. Redknapp. Jason McAteer, who's really made that position his own down the Liverpool right. Draper. Semi-finals do bring this quite unique tension, the fear of failure, but here we have two teams for whom caution does not come naturally. Redknapp trying to bed back in. Ruddock. And Bosnich started to come. It's Rob Jones with a goal to aim at that was gaping. It wasn't the greatest angle, it came quickly. And Mark Bosnich, who's had a terrible time in the two league games between the two clubs, could have been stranded here.
I don't think this is his fault. I think he's called for this, but as we saw Mark Wright do, Hugo Ejog did the same thing. He tried to clear it away from his goalkeeper, not very well. And if Rob Jones gets this on target, then he scores. Simple as that.
And he's still waiting for his first Liverpool goal, but he could have given the semi-final here an amazing early twist. Southgate sorting it out at the back for Villa. Mark Wright tight on York, he'll hope to keep that going. The twisting and turning of McManaman. Redknapp. McManaman's flick. Here's John Barnes striding into the scene. Almost for Collymore. Redknapp first with a loose ball. And Gary Charles sticking out a foot and allowing Aston Villa the chance to regroup.
Well, the players you expect to play a big part if Liverpool are going to win the game have started brightly. Fowler, McManaman both look very bright, very alive.
Robbie Fowler now of Liverpool and England, of course, after his brief appearance at Wembley on Wednesday. Draper. York pulling to the left. McAteer claiming the throw and taking the throw. Here's Scales.
There's just a little sign there. What they've got to be careful of, Martin, is when Steve McManaman gets in that half-and-half position. Hugo Ejog got tempted out there when he was on ball side, and there was a lot of space over the top for him. I think that's what Roddick was aiming for Fowler just to run into. And I think it's important that Villa keep that back three intact.
Liverpool with their own back three. McManaman. Ian Taylor trying to get to him. Both clubs have sold around 18,000 tickets, but it's nowhere near a semi-final sellout here at Old Trafford. And you are left with the feeling that there has been a bad miscalculation over pricing this match. As with England games at Wembley, a bit more imagination in the price structure wouldn't come amiss. Scales. that tussling first of all with Draper. Southgate pursued by Fowler. The pressure for Liverpool earned from the throw. They want to take it quickly. McAteer, only Collymore in the centre, but now Jones coming in, and only the bounce deceived him in the end. You could say that Gary Charles read it the better of the two number twos, but he was helped by a bit of bone in the ground as well.
There's no doubt Liverpool have started the brighter. Whether they might be conscious of one or two nerves around the Villa ranks, they've certainly started very positive with Liverpool and testing that. But there's some space for York.
Well, David James, as a precaution, dives a long way to his left, and the referee has ruled that he's touched it. A corner's been given.
Well, I didn't think he did. I thought he went left. You can see he misses it quite clearly. I think you see this hits, well, the refreshment bottle behind the goal, but James just goes to cover his post, skips past him. Certainly not a corner.
McGrath right in there. York again. Draper wants it. Draper's clip ball into a crowded penalty area. Collymore, they don't want to let him get up ahead of steam.
That was important. He miscontrolled that, Martin, because had he got it under control, he was breaking, Fowler was breaking, McAteer was breaking the other side.
Taylor. Nice first touch from York. Milosevic. His partner in crime in Villa's attack. Well, history is very much on Liverpool's side. You have to go back 99 years to find an FA Cup win for Aston Villa over Liverpool. 5 meetings in the competition since then, 5 Villa defeats, and not one solitary goal for them.
Well, they're due both then, would you say?
Overdue, they would say. Townsend has had such a good season. But here's Barnes providing that sort of experience in Liverpool's midfield. Oh, McManaman could have got Rob Jones down the left there.
That was a great chance. They're quicker to everything at the moment, Liverpool. They're putting good pressure on the ball when they don't have it. And apart from that slack pass from Steve McManaman, they've used the ball better at the moment. I think for Villa it's a case of they're just feeling their way into the game without really conceding. Getting a foothold there.
In a way, a year ago, Liverpool provided an example for Villa not to follow, having won the League Cup of last season. Liverpool really went off the boil in the league. They didn't have an FA Cup semi-final to fuel their ambitions. And certainly in the Villa camp, even within minutes of getting back in the dressing room at Wembley a week ago, they were talking about this game, and the question was, do we want more of this? And the answer was a huge yes. Aston Villa looking for a double in the domestic cup competitions.
And having sampled both myself as a player, Martin, I know that if you win the League Cup, I tell the Villa lads, it means a lot more winning this one.
And of course, in your time, Andy, Villa won the League Cup on this ground, and it was Brian Little who was the hero in the last minute of extra time. 19 years ago now. Barnes. Nice turn, gets the better of Taylor. McManaman. Now McAteer. Liverpool filling the centre. Barnes has come round the back. Taylor had tracked that and conceded the corner.
It was an easy cross to defend, in all fairness. The opportunity, they worked it really well. Barnes held the ball up beautifully on the edge of the box. I just thought McAteer was within a lower cross with a bit more pace. That was a bit lofted, a bit high. Didn't really test the Villa.
The returning Redknapp takes the corner. And knocked away by Southgate. McAteer trying to steer a shot. And it seemed to fly off mark right. There are appeals from both sides. The goal kick has been given. Mark Wright, who has happy memories of a semi-final 10 years ago, and a member of England's 1986 World Cup squad. He played for Southampton against Liverpool at White Hart Lane and broke his leg. Headed forward by Scales. Draper. A free kick, but they also have a slight concern about Gareth Southgate, who's doing some stretches on the halfway line, having dropped to his haunches for a moment. Alan Wright takes the free kick. York so willing to make himself available to take the ball in difficult areas if he can. It was just too difficult for him now. Collymore, Charles hesitated. McManaman got there. McAteer needed to be cut back that time.
Oh, that's a pity. That's a pity. It fizzled out as tamely as that. That was a beautiful break. First switching it from right to left, then McManaman back from left to right. Look at the running. The movement off the ball was wonderful. It's a pity for Liverpool. This just fizzles out. Bread and butter cross from Mark Bosnich to deal with. But they've got a problem with Gareth Southgate, Mark. He's down again. And that's not good news. I don't know whether that's a legacy of the tackle, the block tackle with Mark Wright. You mentioned it at the edge of the box. I don't know whether it was Southgate that was involved in that. But certainly since about that time, he's hobbled about.
Of course, Jim Walker, the Aston Villa physio, did such a good job on Gareth Southgate to get him fit for Wembley last week. With mismatches prior to that. But he's suffering at the moment in the FA Cup semi-final. But Villa have the ball.
He's down again, Martin. Yeah.
Is the area of concern.
Well, this is the incident, man. I just wonder whether it was Gareth Southgate. Yeah, it is. And I tell you what, it's a classic case. Block tackles like that, the old knee ligaments get overstretched, the inside, the medial ligaments, and that certainly could be his problem. Now, if it's just a jab, then he might get away with it. If he's tweaked him, then he's really going to be struggling. Because any kind of side movement like that, he's going to have trouble with. Straightforward running wouldn't be a problem. But they'll try and open that joint, Jim. What you see him doing it there. He's opening the joint just to test whether he's pulled it or not. Might be a case of giving it a couple of minutes, see how it is.
Well, oddly, Villa lost the centre-back early on in the match at Anfield recently. It was Steve Staunton, who is a substitute today.
Feel for him, I've been there. I know exactly how he feels. You feel great, and yet you just tweak those ligaments.
Staunton gets ready. But Southgate hasn't given this game up just yet. He's getting further attention, and Brian Little wants to know pretty quickly what the decision's going to be.
Try and keep the ball for a moment. That would be the order of the day for Villa. Just keep passing, patient, probing. Not be giving away too much possession while they're a man down.
And they passed it ambitiously to get it up to York. Milosevic and Charles are in the middle as well, and York is taking it behind.
Well, what great skill. That's just typical of Dwight York. The way he tricked Mark Wright on the far side. And once he's past him, it's really disappointing. He just overruns it, lets it go. The ball just sneaks out.
No lessening of the ambition. The team currently playing with 10 men at the moment. Southgate is up and doing a little bit of jogging down the touchline. A hook clearance by Ruddock at the head of Townsend. McGrath in there. Here's Draper. Gareth Southgate is a very responsible young man, and I'm sure his own private feelings will be put secondary to the good of the team. At the moment, they're going to strap it up and maybe send him back and just see.
Well, that's ligaments, simple as that. Try and tape them, keep the knee as stable as possible.
McManaman, he's lucky not to be injured there. Yellow card for Townsend.
I think the yellow card's for intent here. He goes to ground, and I think he skips over him, Steve McManaman. You can see it there, but the bookie's for the intent, and not so much the contact or lack of contact that was made.
Free kick to Liverpool. And Gareth Southgate returns to try and help defend it. Redknapp takes it. Fowler! He's brought the scoring touch into the semi-final.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about bringing on Gareth Southgate, but it's Gareth Southgate. He gets half a yard in front of. The disappointment was there for everyone to see in Southgate's reaction. There it is, he's half a yard in front of Southgate. It's a magnificent header. It's a brave header. He's risking getting a boot in the face here, but this is an FA Cup semi-final, and you have to be prepared to get hurt if you want to score goals. Fowler does everything right, and that's a great header.
32 for Robbie Fowler for the season, which sets a personal best for him. But what a tale of extreme emotions there. Robbie Fowler, the thrill of giving Liverpool the reward for their bright beginning, and Gareth Southgate just back on for a matter of seconds, coming second, as Redknapp's free kick came into that area. Southgate with a bit of time. Alan Wright, York. Back defending with another header and a free kick against McGrath.
Well, I'm not so sure about that decision. I thought they were both giving each other 6 of one, half of the dozen as it's coming up. I thought McGrath comes through, wins the ball quite clearly, you can see that. Perfectly timed tackle, as so often he does. And I think he's penalised unfairly. But this is a big test for Aston Villa now.
They haven't scored against Liverpool this season. They haven't scored against Liverpool in the FA Cup since 1897. If they fail today, well, there will be the joy of last Sunday as the mainspring of their season. Robbie Fowler may ruin their day at Old Trafford, although it is early days, it's typical Fowler, and it flew into the corner. Joy unconfined around Roy Evans, who within a matter of moments was thinking, hang on a minute, let's settle everybody down. There's a lot more football to be played here.
Well, he's complaining, but I think the referee in that case is right. He just backs straight in and he'll run it. You see Milosevic here, look, just backing in, backing in, backing in. I think that's a good decision.
Redknapp. Broken up by McGrath. Here's Draper. They've been able to pick out York in this opening phase, and they've done so again. And Taylor, the midfield man, goes in, goes down. Aston Villa and the fans behind David James's goal look to Paul Durkin.
Well, I will say about the referees, but the best position in the ground to judge this. I thought McManaman won the ball, he did. There's certainly another leg comes up across the midfield, but there was no free kick as far as Steve McManaman's concerned. But he was looking straight down the barrel of it, the referee, straight at it. and he saw nothing wrong. But what great defending from Steve McManaman. So often we talked about his ability on the other end of the park, and the attacking third, but that was great responsibility. He saw Taylor's run, he reacted to the run, and it was important for Liverpool he did, because he got the foot in and tucked the ball back. York sportsman plays it great. Now there's McManaman, now it's maybe John Scales that Taylor's concerned about, his challenge, but certainly there was nothing wrong with the tracking on a tackle of Steve McManaman. It was first class.
Lovely link-up from Villa, York's header, and the way that they've been picking him out offers encouragement in this difficult situation for Brian Little's team. They haven't been able to involve Milosevic as much. And the midfield man, Taylor, making McManaman chase back towards his own goal. Now Milosevic. Oh. Shades of last Sunday.
Well, that's just him to a tee. And that's what makes him so unpredictable and so exciting. Look at him, he's miles from goal. So aware, look at that, little nutmeg there, and he pulls the trigger in an instant. But look at the power he gets in the shot. It's a pity for him, it just had a little bit of swerve on it, because that's what takes it wide of the goal. And that would severely have tested David James's ability.
Gareth Southgate's semi-final has come to an end. Steve Staunton is on. Jones. Now Barnes. Good play by John Barnes in his 7th FA Cup semi-final. Collymore. Staunton trying to get grip with it. That's Redknapp. Staunton did rather better with the block. Everything in front of Scales.
A little bit straight with that ball. But I think Ian Taylor's the one in the central area who could cause problems. There's one thing I think Liverpool don't do great, Martin, from central midfield. It's track players' runs. We saw that with Taylor, who almost got in. And I think Jamie Redknapp and John Barnes, you can run off them. Now if Taylor can do what he did a couple of minutes ago more often, then he might not score himself, but he might just open up one or two things for the front two.
Echo. Good work by Barnes defensively. Halfway through the first half on this colossal day in the FA Cup, and I think we can say with a fair amount of certainty this point that the semi-final nerves, both at Villa Park and here at Old Trafford, haven't detracted from the level of entertainment. It's been top class.
Nerves are gone now, Martin. 20-odd minutes into the game, they're over with. One of the teams is 1 up, the other chasing the game.
York, but the free kick given for a bucket into the back of Taylor.
And he gives a free kick, it must have been borderline, Martin. It looks right on the edge of the 18-yard line. As the ball's played into Taylor, you see them just backing off now. Yeah, just outside. Just outside, but that's close.
But this represents the best opportunity to strike back that Aston Villa have had since conceding the first goal of the semi-final.
Well, the order of the day is quite simply hit the target.
Townsend has issued the instructions and moved away. Dwight York will determine whether it will go to Draper or to Milosevic. It's lifted for Draper to try and loop. He tried to fashion something there extravagant. And Liverpool still can't get it away. It was played by Scales against Barnes. And Villa at least get a corner.
That was wasted a little, wasn't it?
Well, you could see what was in Draper's mind.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think he gave himself enough room. I thought he was a little bit close to the ball.
Now Draper takes the corner. Oh, and James has saved from York right on the line.
Yeah, it's great positioning from Dwight York, that's a lovely position for a striker to take, but what good, brave goalkeeping this is. They win the first header, Villa comes down. Look at York's position, it's a great position, but what a save from the goalkeeper. Again, we talked about bravery and Robbie Fowler. As it drops down there, the goalkeeper's got to be brave, and he is.
Goalkeeper comes, doesn't get there, and it was Effiong who did get there. And David James, a hero a moment or two ago, was very nearly the villain of the piece there.
How often do you see that? A goalkeeper makes a great save, it goes for a corner, and then he thinks he can come and rescue everything. And really, he comes into no man's land here. Gets nowhere near it. And he's rather fortunate that doesn't drop between the sticks.
The goalkeeper chosen by the Players' Union, the PFA, last weekend as their man of the season for that Premiership team. Puts him ahead of Messrs Seaman, Flowers and Walker, and all the foreign goalkeepers as well. Great honour for David James, reward for his consistency, but he had a lapse of concentration from the corner just now. Brown finding well above Collymore. Fowler, quick feet. And to put it through for Collymore, but it wouldn't have counted if the linesman had raised the flag on the far side.
This has been a good response from Aston Villa, Martin, to going a goal down. I worried for them. I thought if Liverpool get the first goal, having lost the two previous encounters this year, and never looking like scoring once they'd gone behind in either of those games, it looks far more likely this time that they can get back in this game.
Very determined defending by Scales.
You can't just hang a foot on as Gary Charles did there and expect to win a tackle and they'll keep up semi-final, I'm sorry.
Mark West. Manman came a long way to try and collect it. And onto McAteer. Scales. Now Robert. And then coming towards the left. And Fofo just a gesture there to Charles that maybe he hadn't pressed him as quickly as some of the other Villa players. Skimmed forward by Alan Wright, but for once Dwight York's touch deserted him. It's up to you, Dwight York. Dwight York is the song for Villa Park these days. And we'll sum up the situation here. Although they're certainly not a one-man team. Taylor. McAteer got it back for Liverpool. Foul.
If they just shifted it one more, Mark, there was a glorious opportunity. McManaman had made a great run just round the back of him. He obviously didn't see him. But his good mate wasn't best pleased with him here. It's just such an instinct for scoring. That's all he thinks about. But as the ball goes there, you see McManaman just on the right of the screen. Look at him, he's wide open. And Rob Jones is to the right hand.
Robbie Fowler saw the whites of the goalposts.
I think with his goal record this season, we can't really argue too much against that, can we?
It's Fowler who's the difference between the two teams. He's almost made it a personal crusade against Aston Villa in the relatively short time he's been in the game. It's 8 goals, and this is 7th game against Villa today. Redknapp. Fowler's there again. Redknapp takes over. Trying to move Aston Villa around here, Liverpool, with their pass and move. McManaman. Collymore. You never quite know what's going to happen when it comes to him. You get a fair idea when it comes to Rob Jones with a shot, although it gave Fowler something to challenge for with Bosnich.
Yes, you just didn't have a feeling you were going to be shouting goal as it dropped to Rob.
Well, we nearly did in the opening couple of minutes when Jones came very close. Had a bit more time to think about this one just now, and usually comes the end of the opportunity. But he's got other qualities, and with Robbie Fowler around and Collymore as well, it's not perhaps so much onus on the other Liverpool players to deliver in terms of goal scoring. McManaman now in double figures this season.
I think one of the things that separates the sides, Mark, is that the back three's ability on the ball, or the confidence on the ball. Whereas I think Liverpool at the back, the three of them, Wright, Scales and Ruddock, are quite happy to pop passes about, take a little bit of a chance. I think they're a little bit reluctant to do that. They're less happy when they have to pass it amongst themselves at the back three, so it's going forward a little bit quicker, and that's suiting Liverpool at the moment.
I'm just wondering about the verdict on the far side there, as Paul Durkin had the opportunity to give Villa a free kick. He's done that, and at the same time he calmed down Milosevic, who was looking as though some retaliation might have been in the air. But in terms of the passing game from the back, of course, Steve Staunton learnt his football with Liverpool. Maybe try and take a leaf out of their book with the service into midfield. McManaman running through midfield. Fowler. Collymore. Now Redknapp. Barnsley square pin. Into the feet of McManaman. Collymore. Well, he didn't get a space for his cross, and it was awkward for Staunton to defend, favouring the left foot there.
He dealt with it well, Staunton. That was a wicked cross from Stan Collymore into a brilliant area.
Good powerful play by Milosevic, and he got it back from York. It ran beyond Ruddock. Alan Wright. York! Well, it had some thrust from Aston Villa.
It was a difficult header. He has to check. Neil Ruddock comes in, makes his presence felt. He's always going to take something special to beat James from that kind of distance. Hits the target. Can do no more.
Milosevic, after Ian Taylor made a good forward run again from midfield. This is York. Draper is supporting to the left. And there's Fowler again in the thick of things, deep for Liverpool.
Well, he was deep there, Mark, because he's actually tracked Mark Draper. I do think that's looked Villa's best way of breaking through. One of the runners coming from the midfield area to join the front two. Or something that either Milosevic or York can fashion on their own. Piece of magic.
One thing that Michael Thomas does very well in his defence for Liverpool is to track back from midfield towards his own goal, and there's a responsibility on Jamie Redknapp to play his part in that respect. Goal in the 16th minute for Liverpool. Diving header from Robbie Fowler. Scales. Here's Robbie. Milosevic coming across. They're trying to stop Liverpool playing it from the back. And York is inconvenient Scales. Liverpool a little lucky that it ran to Ruddock. Taylor going in on McManaman. Paul Durkin maybe feeling that Liverpool still had possession, didn't stop the game.
That's what you have to try and do, squeeze them down into one corner, one side of the pitch. And if you just give them half a chance to do so what Neil Ruddock did then. They looked like they were in trouble, had a little bit of space, just popped the ball off to that right.
Osnich able to sweep up. The pass from Redknapp was on the straight side. Collymore couldn't really catch it. Redknapp with the interception. McAteer, nicely judged in tandem with Collymore. He does like to almost lazily try and bend those crosses in when he goes wide. He's been a great source of supply this season for Fowler. Redknapp. McManaman. Past Staunton. McGrath going in. The fans on the far side saw it from a different angle to the referee. They felt McGrath handled.
Well, all the referee could see was the back of Paul McGrath. Shut, nothing else.
Fowler. Looking to get Collymore down that channel. And he's shrugged off McGrath. Fowler repositioning in the centre. Bit short of support in that respect. He nearly made the cross here. It wasn't a bad attempt to find him by Collymore. Barnes, the elder statesman, with so much young talent around him. Redmond. Free kick given against Ruddock. 10 minutes left in the first half. Aston Villa, who've already lost one player, Gareth Southgate, now consider Savo Milosevic's problem. Gives us an opportunity just to tell you what's coming up for you on Sky Sports. Football-wise, we've got a football special tomorrow night. A look at the race for the championship with Andy Gray and Trevor Francis, and a match very relevant in the championship. Live from Anfield on Wednesday, Liverpool against Newcastle. Do not miss that one.
It's certainly taken a long time, Savo Milosevic, to get back into any sort of position. Looking off that challenge.
McManaman hooking it back, somewhat hopefully perhaps. It went straight to Redknapp. McManaman. McAteer. Redknapp, who's already supplied the pass for the opening goal. Collymore. Retrieved by McManaman. And Aston Villa looks a little shaky in the centre of their defending then.
It was a decent ball in. As he tucks this back, this is a first-time cross. The players attacking know that. To be fair, so do the defenders. Jamie Redknapp doesn't need to take a touch on that ball. It's lovely. It's there to be played in first time. And the bounce just favours Aston Villa.
With Aston Villa is they're a very strong unit as a team. The togetherness has been terrific this season, even more so than in the cup competitions. And of course they are unbeaten domestically, but they are behind to Robbie Fowler and Liverpool. But here's Draper. That was a decent try.
It's worth an effort.
Scored from that sort of range against Ipswich in round 5.
And he didn't hit it any better than he hits this. Just a touch high. Don't really close him down quick enough. Neil Ruddock, well, he kind of sets his position as a defender, Neil, and says, well, if you want to hit it, he's obviously got great confidence in his goalkeeper.
Townsend. Really dealing with York by weight of numbers, but in the end they were sloppy. Charles. York. Charles charging on. Another tumble in the penalty area. And again, nothing doing for Aston Villa.
And again, though, it's someone running from deep who posed a problem. They really didn't look comfortable defending that Liverpool.
Milosevic. Just took too long to make up his mind really what he was going to do when he got the ball. Rob Jones played that then. I was looking around to see if anyone was injured. He just wanted to put the ball out of play. By Liverpool standards, it really was a breakdown in communication. Blocking it. Now right, the mighty Atom. The tiny mistake doesn't affect his talent, Alan Wright. He's had another excellent season. Collectively, Villa have been good. Individually, so many of Brian Little's players have improved as the season has developed. Right again. And Liverpool strike. Shirt for shirt with Milosevic. York. And Taylor's in the middle. Mark is getting there as well. Townsend to really hoist it in. Sure got away from the goalkeeper. Even James, who can be a little bit impetuous, wasn't tempted to come for that one.
Well, they've tangled a couple of times, Rob Jones and Gary Charles, and this was the one that the Villa fans looked behind the goal. Well, we're just questioning as Wright and Jones come together. He does go over. I think that would have been a pretty harsh decision to have offered anything there.
5 years ago that Gary Charles scored in the semi-final for Nottingham Forest. Milosevic. Well, it was on his good side, but it wasn't a good shot.
This is a decent little spell at the moment, just before half-time. Villa putting a bit of pressure on, just pinning Liverpool back just slightly.
York, now Townsend, and he'll whip it quickly across to Milosevic. Taylor. Hugo Etienne striding forward, and Drapers got some space here. It's Milosevic. James is all over the place, but he's still managed to do enough. He was left exposed then, the Liverpool goalkeeper. It certainly wasn't his fault that Milosevic was threatening so much then. James can scoop it up and help Liverpool tidy up.
Well, I'm not sure how well David James does or how poorly Savo Milosevic does. He takes an awful long time to make up his mind what to do. Keeper does well and makes himself big, but well, I think the Slavs should have done a little bit better there. But again, it was another midfield player, if you notice, Mark Draper, who got himself ahead of play and into an awful lot of space. And that's been, well, it's looked good for Aston Villa when they've done that.
Yes, the midfield marking or lack of it may be an Achilles heel for Liverpool. Scales. The time to be added on by Paul Durkin for the Southgate stoppage.
I think they give you a chance, Mark, at times. Sometimes I think they take too many chances, but I mean, that's Roy Evans' decision as manager to allow his players to do that. But I do think if you were Aston Villa, you'd be saying, listen, they'll give you a chance. Press, press, press.
Villa won't want to hear the half-time whistle. They're doing well at this stage in the game. Townsend, but unfortunate. Well, of course, Liverpool were just one defeat in 21 games. That was last weekend at Nottingham Forest. So the methodologies stood the test of plenty of examinations going right back to the end of November. Well, the possession is Liverpool's. Some of it has been in their own half, and some of it you feel, Andy, too close to their own penalty area.
Well, I don't think that stat will surprise anyone, Martin, watching the game. As you say, an awful lot of that possession has been between the three centre-backs.
Redknapp, who's been champing at the bit to get back in the team.
I think that shows you why. I mean, that was suggested. And Villa have had a good, I think, last 5 or 10 minutes. But Liverpool at times are so comfortable in their defending third that they do keep an awful lot of possession there. Just like this.
Scales. Aston Villa trying to end what's been a barren time in this competition. The last final, 1957. And of course it was then against Manchester United, as it will be in 1996 if they can come from behind to beat Liverpool. McManaman. Collymore. Draper with space to run into, but carrying the ball, the time that took, allowing Liverpool to get back. York. Staunton. John Scales saw off the charge of York through the middle.
Good defending. He doesn't have to move out the way. He's got his position. He watched the flight of the ball, knew it was going to carry over Dwight York, and threw it to his goalkeeper quite harmlessly. Just stood his ground.
McManaman. James had heel it down the line. Paul Durkins had one look at his watch. Well, territorially, certainly Aston Villa have had their moments in the first period, but there's an awfully familiar look to the scoreline in the meetings between these two clubs, the third in 2 months. That Liverpool have got 1 foot at Wembley, not yet. Whether it's Villa upping the effort or Liverpool just retreating a little bit, attacking influence has slackened as the first half is shaped up. Collymore, but now McManaman. Townsend's got to play that, and Bosnich presumably was telling him that.
Great ball in from Collymore. Horrible to deal with. In at the back, in behind defenders. In behind the unit, facing your own goal, bouncing. He dealt with it well.
So right at the end of the first half, a corner to Liverpool. Steve Staunton saying that's mine. So too does Redknapp, who'd taken the corner. McAteer, the shot on here. Well, that really would have sent Aston Villa in at half-time with their heads in their hands.
Great individual skill here from McAteer. Shapes to just play it square and tucks inside Andy Townsend. Gets pressed quite well. I do think if it's on target, well, the goalkeeper will tell us he was across to that. It certainly tested him, had him worried.
Well, even in green and white, Robbie is still red hot. His header Fowler's goal in the 16th minute. But Aston Villa... Football fans all over the Midlands will feel that that part of the country hasn't been well served in the FA Cup in the post-war years. Think of a win for Nottingham Forest back in the 50s. Coventry in 1987. Aston Villa trying to pick up where they left off. Staunton. Now right. York. Hit Ruddock, could have gone anywhere. Mark Wright is hurt. Redknapp's not aware of that. McAteer is though.
That was another block on the edge of the box. This time Mark Wright coming off second best, but it was an important block nonetheless. Milosevic as the ball dropped to him. Well, he's just pulling the trigger from the edge of the box, as you would expect. That's a great block from a defender. You can't ask for more than that from your centre-backs at the edge of the box than that.
full partners. An interested spectator. Past experience of playing in that Liverpool back three. He prefers to operate on the left. The player on the right, named right. Just got some muscles, but happily not as serious as that semi-final injury 10 years ago, which ruled him out of the Mexico World Cup when he was a Southampton player. Draper. He's certainly prepared to take on the Liverpool midfield. And Liverpool come back.
Well, they've picked it up from the end of the first half, Mark, Aston Villa. Credit to them. Picked up the pace of the game immediately.
From behind by Scales on York. Free kick to Villa. Guards come up. But Liverpool have pulled everyone back into their own penalty area. Re-spotting from Staunton. He only finds the head of Ruddock, which wasn't in the Villa plans. McManaman. Fowler looking to get in behind Staunton here. He's done that. Collymore keeping pace, coming from the left. And it deflected off Gary Charles to save Villa's bacon then. Quick breakout that Aston Villa have got to guard against as they go seeking an equaliser at the other end. Townsend, man of the match at Wembley in the Coca-Cola Cup final. Might have had the same sort of influence. Now Ruddock's hurt. Trying to limp back into position. Taylor, good turn. At the moment, John Scales is the only one of the Liverpool back trio who's actually in full working order.
York and Ruddock are both down. As Neil Ruddock had a swipe at Dwight York as the ball was played up to him. Made more contact with Dwight York, I think, than he did with the ball.
There is the feeling after that defeat at Forest that maybe Liverpool are even more focused on the FA Cup. The place in the Championship stakes is now slightly more as outsiders, although when you look at the importance of their games, if they were to beat Newcastle on Wednesday, that would change again. But Roy Evans, in time-honoured fashion, will be taking one test at a time. He's been through so much in the FA Cup with Liverpool. He's been at Wembley every time they've won the trophy, 5 successes starting in 1965. But they're by no means secure date in May against Manchester United now. The way Villa are approaching their task of trying to recapture the ground lost to Robbie Fowler early in the semi-final.
Well, Ian Taylor's taken up more and more advanced positions at the beginning of this second half. And he's obviously the one that Brandler was told to get forward, to make runs in behind if he can.
And David James not waiting for that to come into his penalty area. Oh, and it's Fowler. And Effiog and Staunton getting in each other's way, and Staunton making absolutely sure it got back to Bosnich via a header. That's clever thinking. McManaman. Nothing given. Aston Villa have got Tommy Johnson on the bench, but he actually hasn't played since he came off early against Ipswich. They're handing into Fowler. Well, he got beyond McGrath and we'll be wondering now why he didn't take it on.
Well, that's 2 in a minute. Robbie Fowler's through. I'm surprised at this one, Mark, because once he gets ahead of McGrath here, I thought he'd be a little bit more composed. Really, that's not a shot that we often see from Robbie Fowler when he's in a goal-scoring position. He does the first part and gets across the defender, so he knows that Paul McGrath can't tackle him. But the shot certainly isn't what we're used to seeing.
Colin looking for Fowler again. Staunton is there with the header back. All the early minutes of the second half, and there's still plenty of hope for Aston Villa. But they will want to keep better tabs on Fowler than they've done in the last couple of minutes.
I think they're still right bang in this match. I think if they can keep it tight at the back, keep the three centre-backs, keeping Fowler and Collymore tight, then I think they're sure enough so far that they might just take one or two chances. It's then up to them whether they can take them.
And that's a goal kick.
When you mentioned Tommy Johnson, Martin, and I think that although he hasn't played an awful lot of football in recent months, I think it's something that Brian Little will certainly be considering. I think as we get to the hour mark, just over it, and if the scoreline remains the same or worse for Villa, then I think that Tommy Johnson might well be introduced.
Right. Also getting ahead of the ball. He's certainly played his part in Villa's progress this season. He got injured, personally a bad time, and it's a good time. Scales, there was not much space between him and the goalkeeper in the end. Didn't want to risk embarrassing Jones. But Villa pressing. Liverpool at the moment withstanding. A throw from Charles. Townsend with a quick cross, a bit too quick for those in the middle for Aston Villa. Heckyard with a long leg. Now Staunton. Nicely back to him by York. And more again, assuming responsibilities in midfield when Liverpool need him.
Can't believe how much work he's done back towards his own goal.
What about the pass across to Rob Jones? McManaman. There's Jones taking it on again. And there is Fowler coming into the centre, having really been the architect of that attack.
Well, if his strike partner has shown as much ambition, Matt, to get in the box as Robbie Fowler did then they might be going 2-0 up. You remember, Fowler was the first pass played, the cross-field one, and look at the drive and determination of him to get in a goal-scoring position. And you look here, Collymore was nowhere in sight.
Oh, it came off Charles, and sometimes the defender can do the job for the attacker. The flick on, in the end, there was no one there from Liverpool to capitalise on it. But fizzed beyond the full leap of Gary Charles. In from McAteer. And Charles is the defender in question again.
Well, Roy Evans will be pleased. The first time he's probably had to look to his right in this second half.
Take it down. It was a bouncing ball for Bosnets to kick away. Barnes got his head to it. Fowler puts it back in. Milosevic. That's a good touch from Scales. Liverpool really needed it. With Dwight York lurking dangerously. He knows it was close. Scales was sure-footed.
Yeah, he's won one or two, Milosevic. Long balls, he's been quite comfortable. That's the advantage of the extra centre-back.
And still, for all the drive in midfield, for a better share of possession, more control, Aston Villa haven't scored against Liverpool. Didn't do that in either of the recent league games. And they're in great need of changing that in this FA Cup semi-final.
I think in all fairness to them, they've looked more likely to create and score a goal in this match than any of the previous two.
Draper.
beavering away. Staunton. Liverpool know about his left foot.
Well, he's rifled one in here. He and I were sitting where we are. So not far away from that kind of area. And a 1-1 draw against Manchester United not so long ago into the top corner. But that bears little resemblance to that tonight.
Yes, that was the year that Villa and Manchester United were in the same sort of engaging race that Liverpool and Manchester United and Newcastle are in this season. I think it's fair to say that there are some at Anfield who feel that Steve Staunton was sold prematurely. There's been speculation in the recent past that possibly they would have liked to have had him back. Collymore beating McGrath. Taylor there gets it forward to Villa. There looks calm about Mark Wright, who attracted Terry Venables to bring him back into the England setup. There was a time in his career when he was a risk where he's so confident of his ability on the ball that sometimes that led to overconfidence and sloppy mistakes. Draper. Determination from Ekiel. Villa not short of that. York. Charles. Townsend's there if he wants some close help. It goes instead to Alan Wright. Draper's picked up a good position. Calls the handball by the Liverpool players, and Milosevic at the far post, and David James has kept it out.
Well, that is a magnificent save from point-blank range
From Ekiel.
not only once, I think it spills, but Villa get in great positions here. Draper and Shaw get up in the attack, and both stay there. And as it drops to Shaw, just watch the reactions of David James. There, as it goes away from him, just the right arm comes out and gets hold of it. Wonderful reactions.
McAteer. Redmond. McManaman. Is he quicker than Staunton? Not quick enough. Draper. More threatening for Liverpool defensively. More gratitude to their big goalkeeper. They still have the lead. They've had it since the 16th minute. But it was never more fragile than when Ekiel tried to pull the trigger.
They're winning more 50-50 balls, more drops, more second balls have been picked up by claret and blue shots at the moment.
Right, Staunton. Good movement by Milosevic to go into that hole to get the ball to feet. They can ease it on to Gary Charles. Milosevic!
Well, more and more claret and blue shots are charging forward into the penalty area. Both Taylor and Draper there. And Liverpool do not look comfortable at all. That's a comfortable save, but this wasn't. This was a moment when Hugo Ekiel thought that he'd got Aston Villa level. As it drops down there, the reactions of James, it spills there. The right arm comes out. With a little bit of help from his friend, he smothers it.
Scales. This could be a long last half an hour for Liverpool. They can't get the ball to Fowler and Collymore. Villa are dictating the shape of the second half. Now Collymore's got it. McManaman. He's got Collymore to the right, Fowler to the left. McManaman. Jones is there. McManaman dwelt. McManaman again. Collymore.
Well, he's not had one of his best days, Stan. He's been pretty poor today. Hasn't been involved an awful lot in the match. Peripheral figure, really. But he's £8.5 million worth of striking talent. He can explode at any minute.
Well, the FA Cup legend in many respects, but certainly in the FA Cup, is still waiting for the call. Collymore's header. Coming from enough depth for his defending to stop Fowler being free. Milosevic. They're finding it very hard in midfield at the moment for Barnes and Redknapp.
Finding it hard all over, Mark. The second to everything at the moment.
It's Townsend's ball for Alan Wright to try and drive it across. It was the right idea.
Yeah, he's disappointed with himself more than anything. The great sweeping ball from Townsend. Looks up, that's a great area. And it's there to be delivered, it's there to be hit first time. It bounces up lovely for Alan Wright. Just kind of slashes that a little bit. And I think that's a fair reflection in the way Villa have come out in the second half and really taken the game to Liverpool.
Another row already. Should Villa draw level in the 90 minutes, then we would have extra time here. Jones, Fowler. Milosevic. 2 against 1 out for Liverpool.
What Liverpool haven't been able to do second half, Mark, and again it breaks down. They do what they did first half. They put 3, 4, 5, 6 passes together. And I think that's a lot to do with the way that Villa have tightened and pressed them. They've really tested their ability to pass and keep the ball under pressure.
Fowler. Great tackle by Draper. He's doing as much as anyone for Aston Villa at this critical stage. Charles. Townsend is there if he wants him, which he does. Ian Taylor's gone on to make a third striker. The crowd is stumbling on the ball. York working the right-hand side, leaving Taylor in the middle. With Draper and with Milosevic. Here's Draper. Temporary relief for Liverpool from Jones's clearance. All Aston Villa. And now Ruddock. Some polite inquiry, shall we say, from Aston Villa. As Dwight York was decked, or hit the deck, shall we say. Whether he was decked is down to the referee.
It's a lovely ball. That's where you'd want the striker to go. Hard to see from there. They certainly made contact with each other. You can see Wright trying to get across the back. There's a bit of push and shove in both parts, I think.
Fowler. So different from the glorious spell that Liverpool had recently at Anfield. 3 goals in the first 8 minutes. Rampant. Aston Villa not at full strength then. They're doing themselves justice here in the semi-final, except in one respect. They haven't scored. And now they're worried about McManaman. And that's, of course, another trump card that Liverpool might be able to play here. The individual ability of players like McManaman to turn the emphasis back Liverpool's way.
And I think it's Liverpool who are the team that have got it again at the moment. Protect what they have.
Taylor. Redknapp to put up a foot there, must have made contact with the ball. Villa wanted a free kick for dangerous play, wasn't forthcoming. Keir have been one of those forceful runs down the right-hand side that will feature of the first 20 minutes of this game. Charles. Ekion. McGrath. Not that Liverpool are playing a containing game here, that's not their way really. Just can't get on the ball and put their passes together. And Barnes has dispossessed Draper, and that takes a bit of doing in the current context of the game. So, it's the Villa ball.
Probably for Brian Little regarding Tommy Jones, because his team are playing so well and doing so much. And I think he's loath to change it at the moment. He desperately wants a goal, but he's loath to change it when his side are enjoying such dominance, really.
And Ian Taylor, not perhaps as prolific a player as Johnson, did score spectacularly at Wembley last week against Leeds. Certainly made
his part in this game, in this Villa performance. He was the man in the penalty incident in the first half. Barnes, looking for his leadership at the moment, Liverpool. There's a former captain. But Manaman, he's closed down quickly by Taylor.
The control's not there at the moment from the team in the lead. A little bit ragged, they're a little bit rattled.
Manchester United watching with great interest. They've done their job today. 3-1 winners over Chelsea, having been a goal behind. Aston Villa haven't found the comeback route yet. They're all endeavour. Barnes. Jones. And McManaman. Onto the feet of Redmond. But the hustle and bustle is there from Villa, and it just seemed a matter of time before Liverpool's attempted attack would peter out. York, that's nicely done. Right. That's a bit over-ambitious. There was a shorter pass for Taylor, but he's firm to try and provide the killer pass for Milosevic.
Hitting.
Hits. And the ball caught under his feet there.
Just giving it back. That's certainly not where I've got at the moment, because that ball's just going to come straight back towards him.
McAteer can only put it out.
That's what Liverpool need. They need a few throw-ins up the other end, they need a few corners up the other end, just to give the defenders a chance to get a breather, because it's been non-stop defending for them for the majority of this half.
A favourite. It was a winner on Merseyside yesterday, rough quest. For the favourites today from Merseyside here in Manchester, it's a tough quest. Well, the fans calling for Tommy Johnson. Need to see what Brian Little's response will be. Redknapp. Barnes. And it is Liverpool possession. It's under great pressure. And in came Ekiol, who was more committed than Collymore, you felt. Collymore looked like a man who'd rather the ball was played elsewhere. Barnes, play on from Paul Dorking. Flip from Fowler. Draper. Aston Villa doing their best, but will it be good enough to get them back in the semi-final? They've been behind since the 16th minute. The Liverpool fans sensing the team's difficulties, trying to provide some encouragement on that far side in the marvellous North Stand here at Old Trafford. Sadly today isn't full. Looking to do it himself, but McGrath still got some acceleration, but he was short, and Bosnich could drop on it once Fowler had played it. When it was a straight stand-up tackle between the two, you fancied Fowler.
Well, you did. McGrath opts for the pass back. It's a little short. Who's going to win the tackle? Fowler does win it, but fortunately for him, it just drops behind him.
Bosnich's got the break, and I must say he kept calm and recognised his right to the ball once Fowler had touched it. York. Well, he's held it up beautifully. And waited for the right supporting run. It came from Taylor. Staunton. Not long enough for Milosevic, trying to get in behind Ruddock. Echod. Collymore trying to defend. Abrahu was fortunate a moment or two ago with the back pass. Milosevic. More confident work on the ball from York, but Liverpool got to him that time.
Well, I've seen Liverpool often this season, Martin, but I've never seen them pin back or backpedal as much as they have done in the second half here. I think Villa gave a great example of how to press the ball, how to go and push a team and really test their ability as much as anything to pass the ball about.
That was a couple of Liverpool's better passes in the second half. And Collymore! And the man who never trains, who somehow stays fit well into his 30s. An athletic freak, if you like.
You'll notice I was a bit calmer than you were, Martin. I've seen him do that for so long. I really didn't get excited until Collymore was 2 or 3 yards in front of him.
McManaman, Collymore again.
Oh dear. I think that sums up Stan's day. Nothing really gone for him today. You have them. He wouldn't have wanted a day like this on a semi-final day. But it's been, well, it's been typical of what's happened for Stan, what hasn't happened for him. But here's the one, so many strikers have been in this position, Martin. They think they've got the old man, they think they've got the better of him. And out comes that leg, and the tackle invariably is perfectly timed.
His contract is up with Aston Villa at the end of the season. But contrary to what you might have read, they've put discussions on hold. It's not certain that Villa are going to discard him. Townsend. That's a thoughtful ball from Mark Draper. He can get Townsend back into it here. York. Now Milosevic. He's been very important for Liverpool, John Scales. Milosevic. Flash off the ball then, and Jones and Milosevic square up. And Townsend drags his player away. Neil Ruddock has gone in to try and calm things down for Liverpool. And Paul Durkin has a flashpoint in the semi-final to calm down here. Phil Joslin, the linesman, was very close as well, and he's passing on his version of events to the referee.
Well, this is what we're talking about. I have to say, I was following the ball at the time. Certainly something happened there. There's a kick there from Savo Milosevic. He obviously felt that Rob Jones stood on him deliberately.
No serious action taken by the officials. Ruddock misjudged that. That was Echod with a strike at goal. Didn't get to goal.
Yeah, Scholes again. Another good block. Neil Ruddock really mistimed his jump from the long throw. He goes up early and misses it completely, and there's trouble now. It Scales, he stands up, doesn't go to ground. That's a good blocking. He's had to work a lot harder than I think we probably imagined he would be today.
15 minutes to go, unless Villa can take it into extra time. Wright's given it straight to Draper. He should have done, but Draper was possibly thinking of what he was going to do with the ball before he'd actually taken it under control. Ruddock. Fowler. Ball touch from Barnes. Hasn't been too much cool work from Liverpool. Not really since the halfway mark in the first half. But here's McManaman. Fowler moving through the centre. McAteer on the right. Collymore coming across the line in the middle. Redknapp. McAteer. One One-on-one with Alan Wright, who can't stop the cross coming in. McGrath deals with it. And then hesitation between Staunton and Wright, and McGrath deals with it again. Oh, and Taylor. And McGrath deals with it again. That's asking a bit much of the old fella. Draper. Here's Townsend. A difficult ball to play in on the run.
Well, the fella's just trying to get hold of it. It's a very good run and a super ball from Draper, who I think set the tone for Villa in the second half. I think he's been magnificent, Mark Draper. I think he's a super second half.
With a significant conversation going on between Brian Little and Tommy Johnson.
If I was Tommy Johnson, I'd be saying, listen, get me on, I'll get you a goal. Just put me on. Never mind about defensively. That's not the problem at the moment. The problem's at the other end. We can't get a goal.
Fowler, he's got the only goal. McManaman. Now Barnes. McGrath first to come to him. Barnes has a try! Well, that could have been Liverpool in the final.
That would have been Liverpool in the final. That was vintage. Barnes from 25 yards rattles the woodwork.
He's not scored for some 7 months now.
Well, it's surprising, that statistic, Martin, when you can strike a ball as well as this. They back off. For once, Paul McGrath gives them a little bit too much room, and that really does rattle the woodwork. Keeper doesn't get a touch. It might be well have done.
It's the time for Tommy Johnson.
I'm a little surprised, Martin, at the selection who's coming off. I'd have kept him on. Someone who might just do something and win you a game.
Well, Bosnich now, having survived, I think with the help of his own fingertips, the brilliant effort from Barnes, coming out to take the free kick. Great leap by Mark Wright, bit of juggling by McManaman. No one to Fowler to find there. 11 minutes to go, and welcome to the match, Tommy Johnson. It's a yellow card for Mark Wright, and Johnson picked himself up very quickly from a robust challenge, over robust in the mind of the referee. Draper. Charles, not wanting just to hoist it in, recognising that Liverpool were pretty well grouped to deal with anything.
Yeah, he's on the way forward, Mark, looking for him here.
Barnes. Redknapp. And well to get it forward to Collymore. Can't keep it under control. Charles. Well, much of Liverpool's difficulties have come because of Aston Villa's great attitude, and Liverpool a whisker away. A touch, you bet, from Mark Bosnich, who started, of course, at Manchester United, made his debut in English football on this ground. A side that he still hopes to be facing in the FA Cup final this year, but time is ticking away from Aston Villa. York, Townsend. Well done, Fowler for Liverpool. Well done, McManaman for Liverpool.
How often have we said that today?
This season, over the last 2.5 years. For Liverpool, for all that Villa have contributed to their difficulties, just, I think, another factor, the stress of a semi-final when you're leading it. Every minute seems like an hour. It's not been a vintage Liverpool performance, but that doesn't matter in a match like this. It's a winning performance that everyone's concerned about, and Liverpool moving closer to turn their showing today into a successful outcome. Tomorrow night on Sky Sports, we've got a football special for you with Andy Gray and Trevor Francis looking at the race for the FA Carling Premiership. And on Wednesday, a crucial match in that competition, Liverpool again against Newcastle. We called Newcastle against Manchester United the game of the league season so far. I think what happens on Wednesday also comes into that category. Well, it hasn't been all smiles for those in Liverpool red, but it will be if it stays this way in 8 or 9 minutes' time. Staunton. Ashford will venture forward more and more, you feel. He's very nearly equalised, of course, midway through the second half. Right. Colin did get to it and did well. Barnes. Jones always wanting on the left to use the right foot. That's well won by Alan Wright against McAteer. McGrath punching it forward. Jackson's challenge on Mark Wright. Staunton keeps it in. And somebody dart into the centre. York is there. And between them was Ruddock.
And they got a little lucky again there. He was looking to take it on his chest, right, York. Neil Ruddock was right behind him. They got the fortunate rebound off John Scales into the goalkeeper's arms.
Taylor. Redknapp doing the pressing. He's coped with the pace on his return reasonably well. Villa bypass the Liverpool midfield. It's Draper, it's opened up all the way, and it's Scales, it strikes again.
And Craig York isn't happy with Mark Draper. It was a forceful run, but it opened up gloriously for him just to slide a ball into Dwight York. But he opted to go alone.
Liverpool all back. David Jones a long way from base. The ball's with McGrath. And the second time, and it's hoofed away by Collymore. Bosnich well out of his goal to take a quick throw and try and keep Liverpool on the back foot. Jones, McManaman, now Barnes to put it through for Fowler. Well, they know that time is the enemy. Roy Evans wants to make a change for Liverpool. And Ian Rush's career with Liverpool in the FA Cup isn't over yet. Off comes Collymore. I don't think there's any great surprise there, Andy.
No, I don't think so. And when you know what Ian Rush does for you defensively as well, Martin. Other fellas giving us a cameo of that many times this afternoon. Checking back, and who knows, in the next 5 minutes, Rushy might just seal it for him. Certainly none of us would be surprised with that.
Foul on McManaman. Liverpool will loiter as long as the referee will allow them over the taking of this free kick. What do you think what Ian Rush has done in the FA Cup? The all-time record goal scorer in the competition in the 20th century. Staunton, it's only come to Fowler. Robbie Fowler puts the seal on it. He's the scourge of Aston Villa again. Unerring. 4 minutes to go. Another fabulous Fowler goal.
The way he just backed away from Steve Staunton. He didn't get involved in the aerial challenge. Watch the way he backs away at the bottom of the screen. There he goes. He backs away, he thinks, hold on a minute, this might just drop. He took a chance, he got rewarded with the ball dropping at him. But from then, it was all about Robbie Fowler. It was all about this lad's magnificent ability to find the net. That's a brilliant strike, an absolutely brilliant strike. Game, set and match.
You are looking at a goal-scoring genius. And what gratitude Liverpool have for him here. Without the two Fowler goals, it's been Villa's match, really. With the two Fowler goals, Liverpool are going to the FA Cup final. Redknapp. McManaman. And now Rush. But here's York. And they've got to gamble here, Aston Villa, to use a favourite saying of Andy's. Barnes. Well, what a 2 days he's had. His first England cap. Oh, McGrath now, that was handball. Paul McGrath points to his head. That's using his head after the event, but did he use his head or did he use his hand?
I think he used a bit of both. I think it happened so quickly. You can see it there. Just clipped the head, clipped the hand. I don't think the referee thought it happened that quickly. So they were both right. McGrath was right. He did use his head. Fowler was right, but also his hand.
And I don't think it's going to be decisive in the outcome now. Aston Villa, sick of the sight of Robbie Fowler. A goal in the league game at Villa Park in January, 2 in that extraordinary start against Aston Villa at Anfield earlier this month, and 2 here today. But not just goals, great goals.
You said that. 2 absolute peaches.
Complaints now, frustration for Villa. Gary Charles, booked. Oh, and more from Draper. Calm down now, is the message from the referee. And
well, it is an afternoon of frustration for Aston Villa. Brian Little could have asked no more from his side, I feel. They just didn't have that killer instinct. They couldn't get a goal when they were enjoying their best spell.
McManaman! Corner.
Well, this would have given a scoreline that wouldn't have done justice to the way Villa have played, but again the goalkeeper's fingertips come to the rescue. But this is a goal from my Littlewood's man in the match, the one that sealed it for Liverpool, the one that allowed them to breathe easily. How controlled that shot was, and a goalkeeper of Mark Kozic's quality left scrolling.
Draper. Barrels his head up. Goes to Townsend. McManaman. Liverpool looking to really rub it in now. Rush. Fowler's been the winner. There have been some strong performances defensively. Liverpool have needed Scales in particular, who's had a magnificent match. And David James behind him when required has shut Villa out yet again. In 3 games this season, and Villa once more in the FA Cup. It looks as though they've failed to score against Liverpool. A run that goes back to 1897. Johnson though, skipping past Roddick. Redknapp getting close to Johnson, but not preventing the pass to Taylor. Ruddock roaring back into the action. Taylor. Townsend. Eshod. And Fowler has got one or two for company here. McManaman. Ian Rush is in the middle, trying to get in on the act. Fowler on a hat-trick. McManaman. McAteer! 3-0!
Well, it just rubbed salt into the wound. But what a break again. And how much ground did Jason McAteer make up? Remember, we're in the Scottish town in a semi-final. He's one of the defenders, and he's not content to stay back there. He senses a chance of a goal, and he gets his name on the score sheet with a simple tap-in.
Well, it's just a case of what McManaman was going to do. And in the end, he teed it up for McAteer, who scored 3 goals in his brief Liverpool career, all of them in the FA Cup. Not exactly a rival to Ian Rush, but he's had quite a season in the competition. Aston Villa in stoppage time, and we're well into it as well, do have a free kick. Ruddock doesn't want to give anything away, even at this stage. Few would begrudge Aston Villa a goal in these circumstances, except those, of course, connected with Liverpool Football Club. Draper, Johnson. Tommy Johnson saw a gap, and still David James is impassable here. No wonder he takes the bow.
Well, it's only important to David James this save. It takes the deflection off Neil Ruddock. And whether that helps the goalkeeper or hinder or something, I don't know, but he certainly makes a great save.
Right, Charles. Knocked away by Ruddock. My goodness, Liverpool have had to work very hard for this. The scoreline, in truth, flatters them. But Robbie Fowler has led Liverpool into the FA Cup final, a dream final, many might call it, against Manchester United. There's no quick return to Wembley for Aston Villa. 2 goals from Fowler at either ends of the afternoon sorted out. There's a lovely interchange between the two managers, who can be proud of their sides over the season. Jason McAteer rounded it all off deep into injury time. So 3 wins in a row for Roy Evans' team, for Brian Little and Aston Villa, 3-time losers against Liverpool over the last 2 months. Well, if you hear the scoreline, Andy, and haven't seen the game, it doesn't tell the whole story.
No, it doesn't. Liverpool know they've been in a match, Martin. They come into a semi-final to win it, and they haven't been at their best, and they've won the game 3-0. Thanks to real stout defending when they needed it, a couple of really good saves from David James at crucial times in the match, and the absolute deadly finishing of that man there. At such tender age, Mark, I can't believe the quality in his finishing. It amazes me every time I see this kid play. And I use the word kid. He's not yet 21, you say. And he's got an authority and a maturity in his finish way beyond his years.
And he's learned so much from the man you saw congratulate him a moment or two ago, Ian Rush. I feel privileged to have commentated through Rush's career. And it's such a thrill to see the likes of Fowler as a worthy successor. Liverpool